All right, so now I'm generating a post, and what you can see here is ChatGPT fully ChatGPTing. So what I mean by this is that it's fully the default writing style, and this happens when you prompt ChatGPT to do something. So don't look at the prompt itself, it's more about the writing style. So this writing style is what we call the default writing style. There are some ways you can always spot the default writing style. So usually it starts with something like this. So it has like a short sentence. Usually the first sentence is to capture attention, and this is a horrible way to do so. Unless you are a very prominent figure and you have a very exciting announcement, then this will probably work. But the two emojis is something that ChatGPT will always do when you say that you need to announce something. It will also always start with "I'm thrilled to announce." And what it will do in general is just use a bunch of hashtags, emojis, and use a lot of buzzwords. So sustainability and innovative solutions, looking forward to contributing to our mission. So in general, you need to avoid the default writing style because also, if you think about it, 100 million people use this, and most of the people use the default writing style. So there is another way. So we can do this prompt again. So write a LinkedIn post, but this time we use a specific writing style. So I'll call this the power writing prompt. So basically here we say that it needs to follow a certain writing style, and all these points that I'm requesting to do is basically what the default writing style makes so bad of ChatGPT. So for example, it says use clear, direct language and avoid complex terminology. The opposite is true of what ChatGPT does by default. It's usually very wordy and long and very complex. Also for Flesch reading score of 80. So Flesch reading score is how easy something is to read. ChatGPT does usually write at a very low reading score or a high great reading level. So it's hard to read. Doesn't mean that even if you write for professors or whatever, everyone enjoys simple writing. That's to the point and it's not overly wordy and complex. Then we want the active voice, avoid adverbs, avoid buzzwords, and instead use plain English. Use jargon where relevant. So I use this because we still want, of course, that some words keep their original meaning. So for example, if you do a post about AI, then sometimes if you say don't use jargon, then AI is considered jargon and it will sometimes write like super smart computers, and then it will sound very childish. So the jargon is still allowed if relevant, and avoid being salesy or overly enthusiastic. Instead, express confidence and avoid emojis and hashtags. All right, so if we then prompt this, then you can see that it's a completely different tone. So it's a bit short, but it's not so much about the contents, it's more about the writing style. So if you compare this to this message before and now, you can see that it's much more neutral or natural. So it's less obviously written by ChatGPT. And use this, or we can use the power writing GPT, and I will share this in the comments below as well, or in the description. So here you don't have to really prompt. You can just say, write a LinkedIn post announcing I have a new job at Greenco. So now that you can see that it will immediately write in a natural way. So alternatively, what you could also do is go over to here, customize GPT, and then you could paste the power writing prompt in how would you like GPT to respond. And then it will also write like this by default. So those are some ways of how to create human sounding content. In conclusion, avoid the default writing style at all costs and always try to use this writing style. All right, that's it. I hope this was helpful, and see you later. Ciao.